Okay, so I got asked to make a video about what writing means to me. I think that was the question. Okay, so for starters, I was pretty surprised that I got asked to make the video because I figured, who the fuck wants to know what I think, you know. It's not like I'm some big deal or anything, but then I thought about it and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool because, I don't know, maybe I can inspire somebody else to, write or whatever. So before I start, a couple things about me you should probably know that may or may not annoy you during the course of this video. I speak pretty softly and I don't enunciate when I speak. I don't like to raise my voice, and I'm not going to start now. Another thing you're going to notice is my way of speaking is a lot different than the way I write. I have a really laid back way of speaking, and I curse a lot. And I guess that probably comes from where I come from. So anyway, I probably should have said this already, but I'm Andrew. My blog is Fractured Mirror, which is a Kiss song. It's not some philosophical thing. It's a rock band song. And my URL is Yum and Coke 24. Okay, so, I don't know, like a year ago when I started this blog, I was not a writer, I wasn't writing poems or prose or any of that shit. I started a blog around my 24th birthday, I think I was 23 at the time, for no reason other than I was bored. Didn't write poems or prose or any of that. I don't know. And then in the spring, I one day just decided I'm gonna write a fucking poem, and I did. And then I wrote some prose, and that worked out pretty cool too. And I found out that I can do it. I don't really know why I can write poems, or I don't know what I'm doing. Oftentimes when I'm writing them all, I always thought to myself, is this right? Is this wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. But people read, and I guess they get something out of it, which always astounds me. I'll never be able to wrap my head around the idea that people read my work at all, let alone get something out of it or enjoy it. It's just so hard for me to associate myself with my writing. So that brings me to, I guess, the first thing as to what writing means to me. It's a way for me to, I guess, accept or maybe come to terms with, I think that's the same thing, come to terms with the softer side of myself. When I was growing up, I was raised to never cry or to feel any emotion or anything. It's what my dad told me to do. I wasn't encouraged to be affectionate or any of that. But deep down, even though I have this really physical, hard-working, manly side, I have a soft side. And I guess writing is a way for me to express that. And believe it or not, if you read my writing, I obviously pull no punches. It is what it is. Everything is on the table, and you'd think that I'm this guy with his heart on his sleeve, but really, I don't say much, and I find it really hard to say what I feel. Oftentimes, the things that are in my head and that I feel in my heart, they don't I can't verbalize them. So writing is a means to do that. You know, it's a way for me to express the things that sometimes I can't allow myself to express, that are hard for me. So that's cool. I guess it's like a way to unweight myself. I think that's, you know, maybe it's a good something everybody should try to do. Another thing writing is to me is it's a means to unburden myself. You know, a lot of people say they write for this reason or that reason, but I guess the number one reason that I write is it's really self-serving. You know, I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for writing. You know, I've had a lot of really bad things happen to me, and you know, it's not like I'm something special because of that. A lot of people have had bad things happen to them, but everybody needs to deal with it in their own way, and writing is my way, I guess, to release things that are weighing on my mind, and I guess it makes it a lot easier to walk around and live with things and, you know, be happy. Yeah, so it's a way to do that. It's a way to accept the things that have happened. And it's a way, I guess, to let people understand me in a way that maybe they wouldn't if I couldn't write. I think I said writing is a really self-serving thing. But I don't know, maybe it's not necessarily. I guess also, like I said before, it's really hard for me to ever think about somebody else like reading my work, and I've gone to such great lengths to disassociate myself with my writing, and I often say that I'm not such a good writer and this and that, and I don't know. I think writing is just something. I don't know. It's a reflex. Sometimes it feels surreal. It's like it's not a part of me. Like, you know, I don't know if that happens to other people. So I guess what I'm saying, I guess to me writing is just, I guess it's something that I denied myself for so long, and I finally maybe accepted it. So to me, I guess the overarching thing of what writing is that it's acceptance. It's a way to accept the things that are in your past. It's a way to find beauty in what's around you now. It's a way to be creative and feel good about yourself. It's a way to make other people happy. You know, and not just if you write a poem for somebody, but specifically. But the interesting thing about writing is that I can write a poem about a fucking brick wall. I can sit here and I can write about this wall. I can steep it in so many metaphors and make it so convoluted that you would swear to God that it's about rainbows and sunshine and all that shit. That's what's cool about writing, is that it's everybody can find their own meaning out of nothing. I think there's an old song. It's called "Something for Nothing," something like that. But yeah, yeah. Well, you know, sometimes, I mean, your words could save somebody. I guess words can save people's lives. All forms of words, even words that aren't necessarily specifically written for them. Somebody could read it and feel just a little bit better. I think if maybe I have ever written anything, just one thing that helped somebody through some kind of terrible situation. And I feel pretty good about myself. I feel like I did the right thing. So yeah, I guess writing gives me purpose. It's like the last thing. I'm never gonna write, an amazing song or a world famous poem or some novel, and that's okay. But I guess if I could help somebody, one person feel better, feel good, that's probably enough. Yeah, it is. It is definitely enough. So writing gives me purpose. Writing to me is a form of acceptance of the past, acceptance of myself, and the side of myself that I don't like to act on always, and its purpose. And yeah, so I guess that's about it. One last thing I have to say is people oftentimes ask me for tips on writing and how they can write like me or this person or that person, or not that I'm somebody you want to write, but like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I have to say now, don't I don't know what I'm doing, so it's hard for me to give tips. I don't know why I do what I do. I've never taken a class. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know what certain, I don't know. Uh, the last thing is, when you ever ask somebody how can they write like you, don't fucking do that. Write like yourself always. Be inspired by somebody else's words, but don't try to emulate them. Because then you're robbing yourself of everything. So don't do that. I really don't think you should do that. Don't try to write like me. I would never recommend that. Definitely don't do that. But just try to be yourself in your writing. Because as I said before, writing gives you purpose and makes you feel better. And your words are important as they are. And a lot of people think, oh, I can't write, I can't do this, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't write as well as this person or you or anybody. And I'm like, well, who the fuck am I? A lot of people would read my shit and say it's trash. And maybe it is, and maybe some people say it's great. And that's what I'm saying, is that maybe somebody will look at your writing, even if it's not yourself, and they'll find it to be beautiful or meaningful or purposeful, or they'll be thankful that it exists. So if you do have the urge to write, even if you think you're talentless or you don't know what you're doing, just do it. Because in the end, you'll at least feel better about yourself for expelling what's inside of you. And I guess that's good. You don't have to deem yourself a writer. I'm not a writer. Just because I write does not mean make me a writer. It doesn't have to be for money. It just could be for yourself. So basically, what I want to say is just write for yourself, write in your own way. Don't let anybody tell you fucking different. Okay, so I hope I answered the question. It's pretty fucking broad, and so I answered it as such. Alright. Have a good one.